Joe Wheeler. Morning, Joe. It's lovely to see you. What is going on with all this? Because we do seem to be, even though things are cooling off a little bit at the moment, and there might be spits and spots about, we're not going to see any decent rain to either help sort out the drought or help put out these wildfires for, well, any time in the foreseeable.
Well, no, exactly. And therein lies the problem, that we've had high pressure pretty much in charge since the end of May. We say we're in our fourth heat wave, or we've just had our fourth heat wave. In fact, it's been one constant heat wave, just a few days where we didn't hit those criteria. So really, it's not the weather that's causing these wildfires. What the weather is doing is creating conditions ideal for these wildfires. I mean, we've had around 706 already, but 208 of those have been since the middle of July, which shows you it's this prolonged dry period, and parts of the east and the southeast have seen a pitiful amount of summer rainfall. And even if we had an entire month's worth fall today, which isn't going to happen, but if it did, it doesn't do any good, because that amount of rain falling onto parched ground will just run off. We need that really slow rain that goes on for days and days. I'm sure we all remember it from childhood holidays. And that gets into the ground, will raise the water tables, and should improve the situation. Because you have to remember, as I say, it's not the weather that's starting these fires. A lot of them are man-made, in the sense that it's a barbecue, it's a campfire, it's just a vehicle which sparks. And of course, the longer we go into this dry, hot spell, the more likely things are to ignite. And then again, it's down to the weather as to whether or not that moves on, whether the flames get pushed along by the wind, for instance. Now, I spent 10 years living abroad in a place where wildfires are commonplace. And into every bit of vegetation, you've got a fire break. In fact, a lot of the houses back from the coast also have a fire break around them, because they know it's likely to happen. They're prepared for it. And we, of course, are not. We're not used to this. And one of the other things we're not used to either is the fact that whilst things like gorse and heather burn very quickly, peat does not. It can smoulder underground for vast amounts of time before eventually catching fire. And I would ask people to be very careful about their own compost heaps, because they also retain heat and can suddenly self-combust.
Joe, very good advice there. I mean, are you saying that going forward from here on in, we are going to expect more of this? I mean, the climate's changing, whatever you think of the cause, but we can expect more of these summers. We are going to have to adapt, like as you say, like many countries abroad have, with the fire breaks and even choosing what sort of plants we have.
Well, yes, agreed. You know, we can grow things in this country. I'm surrounded by vines at the moment. We grow things in this country that previously we've not been able to. And, you know, on the one hand, that's quite a good thing. I think a lot of farmers have been caught out with farmers and people who grow things at home have been caught out with this temporary use ban of hose pipes. You know, maybe we need to get more used to having rainwater collections in the garden, so that when we do have the rain, because as a country we do have a lot of it, we actually store it well and use it well. And I think that's our biggest takeaway from this summer, but we can't do anything about it now. And looking ahead at the moment, it does look as though maybe it's got a little bit cooler and fresher today, but that high pressure is never far away over the coming month. In fact, right the way through until the beginning of September, not seeing any significant rain. Now, a long-term forecast is, you know, will it happen, won't it happen? Things can change. But in essence, the weather is looking calm and settled and staying pretty dry for the next month.
It might all be a bit worrying, but it's cheered me up to see you, Joe, because it's been a while. So thank you.
It's cheered me up to see you as well.
Oh, you little star.
Oh.
All right, catch up with you soon, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Worked with Joe Wheeler for years and years and years. She's one of the nicest people.
She's lovely, isn't she? And she talks common sense as well, which is what we like here. Yeah.